so much for the Bithlo and Christmas communities and for another area in South Apopka. Orange County Mayor Jerry O. Demings will be telling you more, but just know that today's announcement moves Orange County closer to total high-speed internet connectivity for all of our residents. Joining us today are some of our county commissioners representing District 2, Commissioner Christine Moore. Good to see you, Commissioner, this morning. District 4, Commissioner Maribel Gomez Cordero. Is she with us this morning? She's not here. Okay. All right. And from District 5, Commissioner Emily Bolea. Good to see you, Commissioner, as well. And Commissioner Michael Scott was not able to be with us today as well. We are also joined by our partners in this project, representatives from the local and statewide offices of Charter Communications that we know locally as Spectrum, and from the Arias Foundation as well. After Mayor Demings' remarks, you will hear from Commissioner Bonilla, then Commissioner Moore, and Marva Johnson, who represents Charter Communications. We will follow after that with a few questions from the media, but let's start right now with our Mayor, Mayor Demings. Mayor?
All right, thank you, Dr. Williamson, and good morning to all of you. Thank you for being here today. This is a great announcement and update that we're going to be providing today. I'm proud to announce that as of today, unserved homes in the Bithlo Christmas area and in South Apopka now have access to high-speed internet. Providing internet services to rural areas has been a challenge all over the United States, and we certainly have not been without our challenges here. That's why we're excited about the fiber infrastructure expansion. As of today, we've brought high-speed internet to more than 1,340 homes or households throughout Orange County. All right, there we go. That's good news. Over 200 residences are in South Apopka, and more than 1,100 are in the Bithlo Christmas area. This is welcome news for our neighbors in the East and the Northwest. At the onset of the pandemic, we learned that many of our residents simply did not have access to critical online services. Students within the Orange County Public Schools had to quickly switch to virtual learning from home. And telemedicine played a critical role in providing health care. In fact, access to many critical services was only possible online. It seemed like it was so long ago, but really it wasn't. In the previously unserved areas, families and students could not access the required platforms. Not having access to high-speed internet made coping with the pandemic more difficult for everyone. In partnership with Charter Communications, Spectrum, whom you will hear from in just a moment, we have installed underground fiber optic cables. Now, our residents have access to high-speed internet. I want to thank Charter for their committed partnership in making this happen in these communities. We could not have done it without your help. I would like to share another major announcement. Orange County is working with our nonprofit partner, Arias Foundation, to loan digital devices to families in need. Over the past few months, we have been partnering with nonprofit organizations to deliver Wi-Fi enabled tablets and laptops to our residents. We have already distributed nearly 700 devices to residents, and the numbers are still climbing. I also wanted to recognize the Arias Foundation and the partner organizations for helping reach the people who need these devices. Their CEO, David Collins, is also here today. Thank you, David, and your team for helping us with this important mission. Overall, Orange County is addressing needs related to access and affordability. We are working to ensure that no one is left behind. We want to achieve digital equity so that all residents in Orange County can be fully connected. To date, these projects represent an investment of more than $5 million that will improve the quality of life for our residents. These projects were made possible with funding from the American Rescue Plan Act 2021. In that federal legislation, more than $25 billion were designated for high-speed internet and connectivity programs across America. I want to take a moment to recognize Simone Babb, to my right and to your left for some of you, Orange County's Chief Innovation and Emerging Technology Officer. Simone had the lead on these efforts in connecting our residents through her leadership and innovative efforts. But I'm sure that no one is more thrilled to see this project come to fruition than our very own Orange County Commissioner, Emily Bonilla. She has been an advocate for quite some time, and I'm going to, at this time, ask Commissioner Bonilla to come up, and then we'll have Commissioner Moore follow her. Commissioner Bonilla.
Well, no one's more excited than I am about this. I'll give you my story. I was definitely affected by this, and when I first got elected, it was one of the things I wanted to make sure that we accomplished, getting broadband to East Orange County. At the time, we had Andrea, who was working for us at the county, and when I explained to her the struggles of not having high-speed internet, she could not really imagine or understand what I was talking about. Well, let me give you a little bit of what that's like. So we first moved to an area that we didn't know that it didn't have internet access. And the only access we had was a telephone, the telephone line. So we tried first satellite, dish, satellite, whatever, trying to get internet. That was extremely slow. Whenever the clouds came over, we lost internet. It was really bad. So we got rid of that, and then we tried the telephone. That was also really slow. Think about, for those who remember dial-up, it was almost like that. You just didn't get that kind of sound before you were connecting. But it was really slow, and we had at that time probably about 0.3 megabytes per second. I mean, that was extremely slow. Just think about trying to stream anything on Netflix. You couldn't. Hulu was the worst. It was extremely slow and just kept stopping like every few minutes when you're trying to watch something. And quite often in our household, you will hear someone yell, "Who's using the internet?" Because only 1 or 2 people at a time could use the internet. Otherwise, no one could use the internet. And then so our schools, Corner Lake Middle School and East River High School, were one of the first schools to adopt the digital laptops for school. And it got even worse at that moment, because now they were trying to do all of their homework and schoolwork on these laptops that were given to them from school, and everything was on the internet. And so we were trying to work at home, because, I had worked at home. I had my business, which was virtual as well. My husband was working from home. And so we had to alternate working and my son having school, doing his schoolwork. And it definitely was a hard time. It was like in the dark ages in our household. Then we had, so the cell phone service, so I was talking to Andrea. She's like, well, can't you just connect to the cell phones, the cell phone service and reception? I was like, no, we can't.